Jennifer, I have a question, as I often do. If we have our sleepover over here, our horror sleepover.
Right.
Yeah, you said it right.
Did I? I've been practicing. That's why I paused. Horror.
You like, get over here, you horror.
If we have the horror sleepover over here, are we going to watch the movies on this tiny, tiny ass TV in the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really how you can make the most of your movie viewing experience.
Yeah. I could just see the
like
three of
inches
us.
from it.
Yeah.
Like our faces next
you
to
go.
each other. Like,
Just like Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Hey-o.
Yeah.
Oh,
There we
God.
go.
Welcome to the Horror Virgin. Oh, my God. I'm Clint.
I'm Todd the Virgin, I guess.
Oh, I'm Jennifer.
Yeah.
So
If you don't get the premise of the podcast at this point,
Todd's a
we
virgin.
can't help you.
we just watched Poltergeist.
Yes, we did.
Oh, yes.
It was good.
Was it?
I liked it.
I
I love
liked it too.
Poltergeist.
I'm just kidding.
I liked that Coach was in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Craig T. Nelson.
Let's get this out of the way. Did you hate this movie? Because you really hated the last movie we watched.
I didn't hate Urban Legends. I didn't hate it. It was
It's on record.
It was just
that you
really bad. It was
Yeah.
just a bad movie. I felt like this was actually probably a good movie, but I didn't like it.
You didn't like
No,
You
I
didn't
don't
like it because you didn't like the movie, or you didn't like it because it was scary?
Well,
Because it was so good, it scared you.
yeah. I mean, there were parts where
There were
like
some scary parts.
spoiler alerts, but not to get to the end of it. When they pull the fucking like skull out of the closet, like
Yeah.
I guess it was CGI. I don't know how they did it. And It was '82. It came out,
I
so
don't
There's
know.
a lot of practical.
it was probably
effects back
practical.
then,
Yeah, it could have been practical. Anyway, so like when that skull comes out, I think I shit myself a little bit. But I mean, there were parts where I was the whole clown stuff where the clown
Yeah.
disappears and is under the bed or whatever, and I was like I was squirming in my chair.
Clown
And,
Yeah.
stuck with you.
yeah, like so.
The part in the swimming pool is the part that does
Oh God,
me out.
that's a fetish of mine.
Swimming with dead bodies in a muddy pool.
Well, just the muddy pool part.
Oh, tell us more about
There
your
goes that
therapy.
It's
clean
not- no,
rating we
it's-
were going for.
No, there's no, guys. Google muddy pool. Go to Urban Dictionary.
Don't.
Actually, that's not a thing. That's a callback.
It just
to a
might
joke.
be.
You just never
I mean,
know.
it might be. Someone's gonna be like, Todd is into some really weird shit, but not horror.
So I have a confession.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went into this movie thinking that I had seen it. Turns out I don't
you-
think I've ever seen
You don't think you've seen it?
I remember watching pieces of what I thought was Poltergeist, and it turned out it was Poltergeist 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which I did not realize until, I don't know, like a third of the way through it.
I haven't seen that one in a long time, but I watched Poltergeist 3 a lot because I think it was on USA a lot.
How many are there? I
3.
should know this. I usually do know
There
know
are
this.
3.
There are 3? Okay. Is the girl in all of them?
Yes.
But the entire family is in 2?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
I bet-
I think.
Because I remember Craig T. Nelson from whatever I
Yeah.
watched as a
The
kid.
older sister is not in the second
Oh, fuck her.
one.
She was useless. Absolutely useless in this movie. We'll get into that. The older sister. What do you give me that face for?
I am giving you that face because she wasn't useless to those construction workers.
That's
Oh,
true.
gross.
She taught me that little.
Are
Like,
we getting into the
flipping people
rapey
off
thing of
dance,
this right
too.
away?
I mean, there is a lot of like weird stuff that happens in this that people are okay with. I don't
Yeah.
know what the 70s and 80s were like. Now, I realize this movie came out in 82 because we talked about it, but
Newsflash, Todd. Men are still like that.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But
it
they're
was-
not so goofy, and like the women don't think it's like lovable.
Yeah.
You know? She's like, how's that coffee taste? And then just kind of like closes the window.
Okay, I have a
Yeah.
feeling we're going to talk a lot this episode about the mother's behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it
Oh,
was
yeah.
bizarre.
bitch was
in
crazy.
certain-
Got
some
in
notes.
certain parts.
Yeah. Jen's got her
She's
notebook
got her
out.
notebook out. Where do we start here? So it opens with the youngest daughter, who's creepy as fuck, by the way. No
Yeah.
offense, Jen, because your youngest
Yes.
daughter looks like her. But
yeah.
she does not have the same crazy ass facial
So
expressions.
the very beginning scene is like the static, right? So it plays
Yes,
the
it
music that
opens
they
on
used
the
to play,
static.
which I didn't realize this, but apparently that's something that TV
That
used
happened,
to do.
yeah,
Like,
because
I
there
don't
was
remember
not
that at all.
24-hour programming, and it would just be static.
I don't think any of us are old enough to remember that, but
I
mean
think
there
sometimes
were-
the color bars, you know,
Yeah, I remember the
would be
color
there.
bars.
Right? Kind of like when it's scrambled and you're trying to watch porn like that.
Yeah, that
I
is
don't know what
definitely
that's
what I
like.
thought all-
No?
I'm pretty sure it's a
Guys?
boob.
Pay-per-view?
Just me.
No?
Yeah, no, absolutely. But
Yeah.
so then she walks down in front of the TV and it's like talking to the TV, but she's like smiling thing. And
Yeah.
it's like, that scene creeped me out a little bit. And I
Yeah.
knew I was fucked with the rest of this movie because that was like the beginning scene. And I was already like, this is horrible.
Well, so they have that scene where they do the bird funeral and she's like putting all the sweet things in the box. And I think you need that scene because if you didn't see her being like a normal sweet kid, you would think she's totally evil through the whole movie.
Yeah.
Because you really don't see her that much.
I think she seems normal to me. That dog was, at the very beginning, was eating,
was eating all
everything
the
in the
food.
house. And then was like super, like during the funeral for the bird, was like, oh, I'm going to eat that fucking bird. And then the second they cover it with dirt, it's getting into it. It's like, oh,
You
they're
called
not
that
looking.
before it happened.
Yeah.
And for the record, you have never seen this movie.
No,
too,
I have not.
Which I don't think we need to remind people. You haven't seen
No,
it.
I mean, we might do, like, if we do Blair Witch Project or if we do, like,
a repeat for you.
yeah, one of
We'll
the
just
ones
assume Todd has not seen
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that reminds me of The Exorcist a little bit. Like, we did not see a lot of Reagan and The Exorcist being normal, and that was sort of one of my
Right.
complaints. There were only a couple of.
I mean, I
of
feel
scenes
like
that
you do have that establishing scene. There's at least one where the kid is being a normal girl.
Yeah.
That way you kind of can see the change or see that they're not just like super creepy. Like there was the one scene where everybody was asleep in the bed and she was crawling over the bed to the TV and she freaked me out because she just looked evil.
Is that because she looks like your daughter?
She does.
This
I
little
mean,
girl looks. Well,
she
you told
really-
me that, and then I saw her, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
yeah.
I'm not going to say you're in charge of it because you're the wife. I'm just saying that, like, it's probably you who decided how to cut her hair.
Yeah.
Did you
And
decide
you,
to cut her hair and her
So, the haircut's
and her
exactly
name,
the
which
same.
I'm not
Her
going to say
name
her
is
name, but her
very
name
similar.
is very
It's not the
similar.
same, but it's very
it is not
similar.
The same. Yeah. So I
Are
actually,
you the wife in this movie?
you know, we both do have brown hair.
Do you have like those 90s that looks they're like 70s like couches like
I
that,
do,
that just
yeah. And
ugly as-
sometimes I just wear random football jerseys with numbers on them. You know.
I know. I thought it was really funny.
Like-
in the like the ending montage where the director really wants you to see her vagina. Like, I mean, because she's not wearing pants the whole time, and they get soaking wet and like they're white. I mean, I'm not saying
okay?
I'm not a fan.
All right.
I'm gonna cross my legs.
I think she
real
wears
quick.
some
Cross your
kind of like
legs.
karate outfit at some point too. You know,
She wore a
like
gi.
the white thing. Is that what it's called?
I mean, that's what a karate
You have
outfit's
just been
called.
to
But
Japan,
yeah.
right?
Does this movie open
Yes.
with the wife being high? Is that the first time we see that?
No,
Or
that's
is
the
it-
first time
Okay,
you
so
see
the
it, but they-
first thing you hear
Yeah.
Carol Ann, and then the whole family comes in and is like, "What the fuck is going on? Why is she
Yeah.
talking to the TV?"
Yeah.
You know, and then it just opens on like Steven Spielberg neighborhood wacky stuff.
Honestly, the first like
happening.
20 minutes seemed like the beginning of like a Steven Spielberg movie.
Right, and let's stop right
Totally.
there
Yeah.
because I used to get this movie confused, I believe, with Close Encounters of
Yeah.
the Third Kind, just because
Also
they had a
Spielberg, right?
similar, the VHS covers had a similar look to them. They were both green. I feel really, really stupid for comparing those two movies, but I thought that Spielberg had directed this.
Yeah.
I really, really did.
Do you know what movie you should be comparing it to?
Not Back to the Future.
E.T. No, not Back to the
It
Future.
very, very much has an ET feel to
Okay.
it. Todd had commented
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
a
Yeah, well,
lot.
even the house, like some of the night shots of the house, I was like, I think I might see E.T. run by in the background.
Yeah, there is a rumor that they were filmed in the same neighborhood, and I don't know if that's
But E.T.
confirmed
was
or not.
after this, right? This is
No.
82. E.T.
Okay,
was when?
so here's some knowledge.
Drop it.
E.T.
Was
was
80,
released.
right?
Nope,
Either
they
80
were
or
released
81.
within a week or two of each other.
Holy
Wow.
So,
well,
the
Spielberg
reason-
directed E.T.
Spielberg directed E.T. and
basically directed Poltergeist, let's
okay,
be honest.
in his contract, there was a clause that he could not direct another movie while he was directing E.T. So he wrote Poltergeist based on some childhood memories or stories, but he couldn't direct it. But he still produced it, and he chose Tobe Hooper to direct it because he really liked Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep.
But he was on set every day, but like 6 days. Like he helped with a lot of shots.
Yeah.
he did a lot of work. There's a lot of
And it looks great. Like, I'm not.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
But
it
it
still
looks,
looks-
very much like
I've never seen
Steven Spielberg.
Chainsaw Massacre, so I don't know, like, the shots that. What was his name? Toby
Tobe Hooper.
Hooper. I don't know what Toby Hooper like is like, but it seemed very Spielberg-esque.
Well, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was on a super low budget too.
And it is a very,
Okay.
very different
Yes.
movie, style-wise, tone, everything. It's
Okay.
nothing like Poltergeist.
yeah.
Okay.
So they
And
were.
R.I.P. because he just died.
Yeah, we lost a lot of good ones last year. So yeah, they were released a week apart, and there is a lot of speculation about creative credit. And so here's the quote that Stephen King.
Wow.
Steven Spielberg said.
Is Stephen King in your house?
There are many books and stuff over here,
Yeah,
Stephen
I
King.
have an
As I was
entire
setting up,
Stephen
I was
King
like,
shelf.
wow.
I would love
Might
Stephen
be
King.
in my
Someone-
basement.
What do you think then, Dory?
I honestly feel
No.
like at some point she's going to murder Stephen King and then hope to dissolve into The Catcher in
I
the
would
Rye
never.
book.
I mean, that's the plot of Misery.
That was a Mark David Chapman joke. If you guys didn't get that,
we don't say his name.
Yeah, the guy who killed John.
Yeah, we don't say
John
his
Lennon.
name. We don't say his name because that's why he killed
Say
him.
it 2 more times, Todd. Bring
Imagine
it back.
all the
Go ahead.
douchebags.
Oh.
I mean, John Lennon was a piece of shit, but like,
Jesus.
it's fine.
I love John Lennon.
Jesus.
I mean, he didn't deserve to die the way he did, but
No.
he wasn't as good as everyone thinks he is. And I mean, musically, I mean, like,
I love John Lennon.
Who were you slamming at the beginning of this? And we cut
I mean,
it out? I can't
he wrote
remember.
some. He wrote
You've been
some.
slamming a
Margot
lot of
Kidder?
dead people.
No,
Margot,
Christopher Reeve.
You were slamming Christopher Reeve.
Christopher almost down on this horse Reeve.
Hey, he is Kal-El, goddammit. You watch it.
Okay, so here's
Yeah.
the quote that Stephen Spielberg said. Toby isn't a take charge sort of guy. If a question was asked and an answer wasn't immediately forthcoming, I'd jump in and say what we could do. Toby would nod agreement, and that became the process of our collaboration.
Wow.
Okay, so wouldn't it be a little intimidating if you were Toby
Yeah.
and Steven Spielberg's breathing down your neck?
Well, because he wrote the story. Apparently, he storyboarded the entire movie, too.
I mean,
but-
with storyboarding, you're sort of drawing out shots, so like
Okay.
that makes sense to me.
So apparently the LA Times came to do a story and they saw Spielberg out front shooting something and Toby Hooper was like around back shooting another scene and they couldn't tell who the director was. And the cast and crew have said different things like the medium, the really short lady, was the whole 6 days that she was on set. She was like, Spielberg's the director here. And Toby Hooper was like fucked up somewhere, like doing drugs or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe he was smoking some of
well,
that
would have
weed.
been. A
He was
different
into the
story.
mom's
If-
stash.
That is speculation.
If
by the
Spielberg
way.
is
Yeah, so-
covering for him or something, but
Yeah,
Anyway.
but there is a lot of because it feels so much like a Spielberg
It does.
movie.
I mean, to its credit, it's good.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
good because of
and
that.
there are a lot of
It
directors
is.
like that, good and bad. I mean, like if you see anything produced by Michael Bay,
Yeah.
depending on
I mean, the explosions look like fireworks.
everything looks
and-
like a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah.
you
and
know?
it's got this like light to it. Like I don't know the real words for this, but like the cinematography. Like Steven Spielberg always feels like there's a lightness.
Well,
Am I
was-
saying this
no, I
right?
think you're right.
And
I think
Michael
you're
Bay's
right.
stuff, the colors are really crisp. You know, like you
I
can
can't believe
tell
we're
the
saying
styles.
saying their names in the same.
I know. I
Well,
do
they
not
did
like
work
Michael
together
Bay
on
very much.
Transformers, so I guess it's.
I liked the first one.
Yeah, the
The
first
second one
and then
was awful.
Yeah,
I think I got up and walked around the back of the theater in the middle of that one.
But Spielberg is just an executive producer, which means nothing.
Yeah, he's collecting checks more or less.
Steven Spielberg executive produced Our Moms. I don't know if you knew that. He executive produced everything.
He produced
Everything.
Our Moms.
He did.
Yeah, when you said that, I didn't like recognize it as a joke right away. I was like, what fucking movie
No,
is
you
Our
didn't because you
Moms?
didn't laugh. So I,
Well,
I
no,
saw it.
I literally was
saw it.
scanning my brain for what.
It's all right.
What
I'm not
movie is
funny.
Our
That's
Moms.
Fine. That's totally fine. I used to think I was funny.
Yo,
and
I
thank you.
swear
Thank
to
you, Todd.
God, I'm gonna pull out because I'm not funny. I'm gonna make that your ringtone, whatever you call me,
Because I'm.
because I'm not funny. It's gonna be.
It always makes me think of Miss Doubtfire
Best.
when he's trying to make that woman laugh. The unemployment.
Oh yeah,
office.
I used to think I was funny, but
It's like you consider yourself humorous. I used to.
I used to. Now I'm gonna go to my
have
closet and take my belt and shrink my.
Todd.
Okay, too soon. My bad. My bad, guys.
Yikes.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
What
so,
is
anyways,
wrong with you?
So apparently, Heather O'Rourke, who was the actress who played Carol Ann.
Yeah, I bet she's got a huge career now. She was great that young.
Okay.
And I will say this: she actually was pretty good
She
as a
was.
young
Well,
girl actress.
Okay,
Like,
so Drew Barrymore auditioned for that role.
oh yeah,
But they thought she was better for E.T. So
Sure.
she was in E.T.
because she really
And then
loved Reese's
Firestarter,
Pieces.
which was
Yeah.
who made Firestarter? I mean, it was.
I don't know. I feel like I
It's
should
a
know.
band called Prodigy.
Is it?
I guess
Is that
this
a
is
joke
true.
for all one of your fans?
Are all one of Prodigy fans.
Aw, smack my bitch up
Hello,
with a good
Todd's
song.
friend. Wow, Todd's
Todd's friends. Looking at you, Miss Thing.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's what you sound like.
That should be your ringtone.
Yeah, just horrible urban legend lines. Okay. Now, hey, tell me about the actress because I had made a comment and,
Yeah.
and you had insinuated something had happened to her in real life and you didn't tell me
there's
during
a curse
the movie.
with this movie.
Okay.
But before we get to that, hold
All
on.
right.
Because this was nominated for Best Visual Effects and it lost to E.T. And this was nominated for Best Original Score and it lost to E.T.
I'm sure Spielberg was very upset. That
I
night.
know, yeah. John Williams wrote E.T.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
who
music.
did the music for this movie?
I don't
Because
know. I
the
have it
music was
down.
very Spielberg-y.
It was,
It
and
was
I
good.
love that.
It was good. I liked it.
Dun-dun-dun, Da-na-na. I
Yeah,
don't
you
think I
kept
have it
singing it.
written down. Yeah, I have been singing it all day. Sorry. And it was originally rated R, but apparently Spielberg like pulled some strings and got it PG.
I mean, there were some scenes where
Yeah.
it was like touch and go as to whether I should pull it out and start jerking it. Like it was like 100%.
But you don't
You were getting
really
excited
see
in a couple
anything.
parts, but you don't.
You don't.
And
like,
there's
but,
no,
no
real
nudity.
violence.
but when she was in that bed,
Oh, that was your favorite part?
honestly, the dog looking for food at the beginning was probably my favorite part because it's just like you could clearly tell him that he was going there for treats, like there
Yeah.
were treats stashed. But then, like in my mind, I was just like, "Where's the food at? Where's that food?
Yeah,
Where's
like
the
he's
food? Where's the
gonna.
food?"
Yeah, I don't know why that. I don't know why the dog excites you.
Yeah.
It's not like it sexually excites me. I'm not
I'm
gonna.
just
like
saying
dogs.
what you're saying is weird.
I just miss.
You just don't like dogs.
You don't.
I love dogs. You don't like dogs?
I don't like dogs.
What is wrong with you?
I didn't say that.
You did ask me if I still had a dog before
I did
we
because
recorded
I'm
today.
allergic to dogs. I don't hate them.
He's allergic to
I kinda
dogs,
hate
guys.
them
Allergic
a
to
little
dogs.
bit.
His soul
It
is
depends on
allergic
the
to
dogs.
dogs.
He's allergic
on
to unconditional love that dogs give him.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't like that.
Yeah,
Love
and-
makes me uncomfortable.
They can, oh,
That
let's talk
is
about that, guys.
Clear. Welcome back to Therapy Corner.
So back to your early point. There was one point that I thought got a little bit violent when the guy was peeling his own face off, and I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, "Holy
Oh, my
shit!"
God, yeah. Like,
I
that
thought,
was
I'm like,
graphic.
This is PG-13 now.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have PG-13
Well, I know
back then.
then.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
is it still a PG today? Did they?
Yeah,
just
they
never
don't re-rate
change it?
movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
thought
there are
they
like
did.
PG movies that have nudity in them from like the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But
okay.
yeah, because it's PG stands for parental guidance. So like there was just no PG-13. Honestly,
Right.
I think the PG-13 rating came in and kind of messed up PG ratings because
Yeah.
no
Do we know
one
what
actually,
the first PG-13 was?
I
Well,
guess.
I love that this movie was PG because I feel like I could convince my parents to rent this for me. So I've seen this movie a lot when I was little, and I hadn't seen it in a
call.
long time.
Yeah.
But I would just say, well, it's PG, so it can't be that bad.
Mm-hmm.
So like before, when we used to go to Blockbuster all the time, I would rent this movie a lot. I think
Oh,
I've recorded
memories.
it. Yeah.
Red Dawn was the first PG-13
Really?
movie released
Wolverine!
on August 10th, 1984.
Man, I could have sworn the first Red Dawn was R. It's
Nope,
crazy.
I
PG-13.
haven't seen that movie actually.
No.
I tried to watch the remake. and it's
So
not that good.
PG-13. Huh?
Yep, the
Cool.
first Red Dawn, which is a great movie.
But so when he peels his face off,
Right.
that's actually Steven Spielberg's hands.
Right. Well, and it's clearly
So
like
he
a fake
was
face.
hands-on.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Wow. Wow.
Part was your
Clint has made a
face. A face.
I've heard that many times.
And it was Toby Hooper's face.
All
I
right.
don't think so. No, they only had one bust of it. So they like the actor was too afraid that he was going to mess the shot up. So they just let Steven Spielberg do it.
I don't know. It's clearly practical effects, and it doesn't look amazing, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah, you
and
can
it
tell
gets
when it's not
pretty
the guy
graphic.
anymore.
Like it's meaty and it's like teethy.
Yeah.
and
it's
wow.
right after the steak has all the maggots coming out of
Yeah.
it. So you're already in that mind space,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah. Which he never cleaned up, by the way. The steak's probably still sitting on
That
the.
really bothered you.
It did.
It was like 15 minutes later. You were like, "Did he clean that shit up?"
And he grabbed it with like just his bare hands.
And put
I mean,
it on
you've
the
been to
dirty
my
ass
apartment,
counter.
so
That's true.
I'm assuming that you've been lying to me.
Well, and like if I go into somebody's house, I'm not going to pull out their like $10 steak and just fry it up on the grill.
And throw it on the
$15.
counter.
Oh, sorry.
But
Right,
yeah.
just slap it down. Anyways,
I do want to talk about when they like in the morning before any like possession stuff is not possession, but any
there's
ghost
possession.
abduction has happened. There's not really any possession because she just gets pulled into the closet vagina, and then we don't see her for
That
the
was
rest of
Jennifer's
the movie.
quote.
Yeah,
Closet vagina.
from Men, Women, and Chainsaws.
right.
There's a lot to say about that.
So like. Before that, though, like when everyone's going to work and going to school, the oldest daughter, who you sort of rarely see in this, and the only time you do see her is to sexualize her on some level.
Yeah, that's true.
So like she goes
Or
out,
for her to be afraid.
right? So she goes outside, and the people who are digging the pool,
Yes.
that's what they're there for.
Yeah,
I
right?
think that they had already been working on the house, and then they
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're developing that land, so they're
Right.
so they are like there, and they're like trying to like, yo, what's up, 15-year-old girl?
This scene
Yeah.
was very uncomfortable.
And then she does the whole like Macarena,
the Macarena flip off,
thing,
yeah. And then the mom is
Which I
like,
thought was really cool.
the mom just thought it was a
those men are clearly trying to have sex with my 15-year-old daughter. But we learn later in the movie that she got pregnant from Craig T. Nelson when she was 15.
Yeah.
So she probably just thinks one of those men is going to marry my daughter.
Now, let me say,
After
they
getting her
do not
pregnant.
actually say that. You have to do math to see
Yes.
that the mom is 32 and the daughter is 16. So
Right.
32 minus 16 is
Class?
16, which means she would have had to got pregnant when she was 15.
Probably.
Or very early.
Yeah. Very
And we
early
do
60s.
not know how old Craig T. Nelson is in this.
Right.
I will say this, I just
He's
moved out of
ageless.
California, and the age of consent is 18.
Are we sure this is California? Did we ever confirm
We
Yes.
don't know for
There-
sure.
We
He's
don't
wearing
really
an LA hat. There's a Lakers poster on the wall. It's clearly California.
That was my room when I was his age. So
You had a Lakers poster on your wall. Was there a
Magic Johnson, sir? Go ahead,
me?
make your joke.
I love Magic Johnson. Dream Team
Just
92.
don't love him physically, because then you'll get AIDS.
Oh, see, there it is. There it is.
Oh.
Let's make jokes about other people's misfortune.
All right. What happens after that?
That's when
The creepy daughter. I'm sorry, not the creepy daughter.
The youngest daughter. That's when they discover the chair
Yeah.
thing.
Correct.
So yeah, she puts her hand, she starts talking to the TV. The stuff comes out of the TV and enters the house, and that is when the house becomes possessed.
And she says they're here.
They're here.
Well, that's at night. I was talking about, that's the same scene where the daughter goes out and gets ocularly molested by the construction workers, and the mom's totes on board for that. The youngest daughter, the creepy daughter, the one,
Carol Ann,
yeah,
who's
Carol
an
Ann gets
angel.
in the kitchen counter and watches TV, and then it goes to static, and she starts talking to it.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back, and the chairs are all on the table.
Yes.
And then that's when they discover the whole let's play with ghosts, because that
Right.
seems fun.
Yeah, the mom is very excited.
Yeah, the
about
mom
this.
is on board to fuck with ghosts.
Yeah.
All right, well, do you want to talk about that?
Do I want to
And
talk
why?
about what?
The mom?
Yeah. Let's get
Okay.
into it. The
Let me just
mom
find
has very, very
She's just-
peculiar reactions to everything in this movie.
Yeah.
Like even when her daughter's in jeopardy for most of the movie, she's kind of having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's smiling a lot.
Yeah.
I know. It was so weird. Like, what are you doing?
Like, what is happening? And Craig T. Nelson, like a good father, is just
Yeah, I think you said this.
Slowly,
he progressively
yes.
starts looking like shit.
human shit.
Yeah, like
Okay.
hammered shit, as you called the guy
Yeah.
from
Father
Exorcist.
Marin?
Yeah.
And he even has to lie. Like his boss shows up and he's like, I have the flu.
Yeah, yeah,
or,
yeah.
You know, all
Yeah.
this stuff. But the wife is just, she's upset some of the time, but a lot of the time she's very.
So is there any
Okay.
insight on this? And then
Oh,
we're going to
yeah.
give us this?
Give us the
So
goods.
this is, I would call this a haunted house movie, but this is technically an occult film.
Okay.
Which is the most female of horror genres.
Really? I would think rape revenge would be.
Okay, so they talk about in the occult movie, you see the difference between white science and black magic.
I'm
now,
sorry,
this
what-
was written in '93, and I don't think we need those colors in
This
it because
is problematic.
well, that's the thing. It's not
This is
when you
getting
know what
racist,
they're talking about. It's not
Jen.
about that. You can edit it out.
Clint
if you
and
want,
I
don't care.
are very uncomfortable with your
Are
racist
you?
behaviors right
Oh,
now.
sorry. They wanted to talk to
You
me
know it's
about
really
it
bad
earlier.
if the both of us are shutting this shit down.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just,
You cis white
I'm just
dudes.
giving you shit.
No, anyways, well, so what I'm gonna talk about it as science and magic.
Yeah, let's do that. So
because
it's not super
because
racist.
it doesn't have anything to
They're
do
both
with
the same
race.
thing,
but
basically.
I
Yeah.
feel like in like 20
Listen,
years later.
Magic Lives Matter. What movie is that? It released on Netflix with Will Smith.
Oh, Bright?
Isn't that from
Yeah,
Bright?
I think
Magic
so.
Lives Matter? I thought so.
I don't
Did
want to talk
say
about
that in that?
I think so.
Well, I'm going to take it out of my queue now. Okay, so anyways, so the science is like the male side of this. And the man is always the one who like wants to go to the doctor or like call an expert or like try to debunk stuff. Like when Craig T. Nelson was like, well, I tried to answer her in my mind and she couldn't do it. So this is all bullshit.
When the Eminem came out and was like,
Right.
I had you, but I
Call
didn't
it
like trick
that.
questions.
Right. Okay, and the magic side is like the female side of that. And that is more to do with like occult and religion and
Right.
like the mysterious world, and that females are just live in that world always. And if you look at birth and pregnancy, like we know a lot about that, but that's still like a mysterious thing that happens inside a body and we can't see it. So that's why women are lots of times associated
So,
with magic and like witchcraft.
Let me ask you, where do babies come from then? Wow.
Watch the movie Practical Magic.
Wow.
I haven't
and
seen
it will.
that.
So weird shit starts happening. The mom is totally on board with all this.
Yes,
She
because the
is-
women are the ones who like domesticate the spiritual. Like she's trying to make this like part of their day, and this is like a fun
Yeah,
thing. And this is the frequency we can hear it on, and this is where we get the best reception, and this is how we do it. You know,
Yeah,
This
she
is how
did.
we do.
This is how we do it.
I thought it was quite entertaining when she put a football helmet on her child.
Yeah, and then sent the child
Now-
across the
sent the child
floor.
across. Yeah.
That's not okay.
No,
don't
it
do
is
that.
not.
Okay, but so there's kind of a formula that goes with it. But so the men's side of the equation is that the man is like he's losing his ability to protect his family, and he feels like shit all
Yeah,
the way
I
through.
can see that
and
in
he
Craig T.
can't
Nelson.
go with it because he cannot put himself into the spiritual place, and he can't accept this because it goes against the science that his world is like
His rational man brain.
Exactly.
Well, there definitely was an actual line where she said, "Can you be open-minded like you used to be?"
I wrote that down.
Yeah, or I don't know if that's the exact line,
Yeah. She said, then the mom says, it's just another side of nature, which is how they're
I
looking
remember
at
that,
it.
yeah.
And so look, the doctor, Dr. Lesh, the redheaded lady with the glasses,
Right.
that's a woman, but her assistants are men
that's
and
a
they
woman.
do the tech stuff.
Yes.
But she's the one who knows about like the mysticism and how the big picture of all of it works. And the medium, the tiny little medium, she's a woman and she's the one who understands that.
The trademark?
There was a lot of
tiny medium,
tremendous
the TM?
there was a lot of tremendous
I'll go with that.
female
Yeah.
connection in the third act, while Craig T. Nelson's just kind of sitting around in the background.
Yeah.
Like he really does check out.
Yeah.
He does, yes, because he can't handle it. And the woman is the one who is able to like navigate through the world and who goes in and gets her.
Yeah.
Like she's the one who goes through. She said she will only respond to her mother's voice, which was basically like a birth Lamaze scene, even at the end when he's like, breathe.
And
breathe.
Mr. Incredible couldn't even handle that rope.
No.
Yeah, dude.
He was fucking
Dropped
up,
the rope.
man.
He had
Almost
one
killed his
job.
family.
Although
Just
it
saying.
did. So here's the thing. He dropped the rope, but that's when she fell through. So I was thinking, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe he was supposed to drop the rope. Oh, one thing was interesting is that women were more open to the supernatural. And they compared it to The Exorcist and they said, well, and priests too. And the scene that they have that's whispered the entire time, and we had to turn it way up, talking about like life and the overall what's going on in the house. Robbie was the son that looks just like Todd was listening in
He
on
has
this.
a pretty
God.
fucked up teeth, Todd.
Well, I mean, he's a.
When you see him in profile too, like
Oh, yeah. They're like
some Bugs Bunny
hangers on.
shit.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
bad.
That kid
Well,
looks
he's got-
really familiar, although he just looks like
He just looks like a Steven Spielberg kid.
Yeah.
Like the neighbor was a Steven
So
Spielberg.
you think
neighbor.
that Steven Spielberg fathered that child and then
I
put
do
him in a movie?
think
I
so.
mean, that's
we-
possible. He's-
Can we talk about that? Just the everything is screaming America. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Americana.
the kids reading Captain America. They're
Reagan.
The baseball, the Reagan book, just
Yeah.
everyone is white. It is definitely
Yeah,
a
there's
Spielberg
one
picture.
minority in this, and it's clear they really wanted Billy D. Williams, but he was not
He was
available.
busy.
Yeah,
There is some pot in this movie though, but the woman is the one rolling the joint.
of course she is. And Craig T. Nelson wasn't having it.
Can we talk about how the married couple was still very much in love
They
with
were
each other
sweet,
and
yeah.
listening to what they were saying, having a conversation? That is not normal.
I mean,
None of that is normal. That is movie
mean-
well,
magic.
Clint and I, you and I aren't like good at relationships, so perhaps it is normal.
What are you trying to say? That we're not good at relationships?
We are single ladies.
The light, the light in the room just flickered
Oh my
when we were
gosh.
saying
Yeah.
that.
It was just like, what's the word when it
Poltergeist
says yes,
agrees.
that's true?
Yeah.
Yes. Validation.
You forgot.
Yeah,
the word
like when they were
validation.
sitting, I did forget the word. When they were sitting at the table and they were like, is this really haunted? And the thing moved across the table. Well, it can't possibly be true. And it like flickered a bunch of times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it comes in twos.
It does come into, you got to be quick around here.
Yeah,
I will say this because I thought that I had seen this movie. I had not. Apparently, I had whatever pieces of the second one or some shit. But
Right.
I did not realize how many movies this influenced.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was seeing so much of Elm Street in this.
I mean, I haven't seen any of these, but you were saying that the whole second half of the movie, you were like, "Holy shit, this is like."
this is from this, and this is from,
And that scene-
or
This
vice
got-
versa.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
They were
I think
influenced by this.
the funniest part for me, not that this was going to be funny, like it's not like trying to be funny, but when the guy, Bobo Billy D. Williams, so fake Billy D, is trying to explain how he got video of his car going across the floor, and it took 7 hours for it to do, and he's like, I got it all in time lapse, it's awesome.
Yeah. And Craig T. Nelson was kind of a dick about it.
Well, no, it's hilarious because they're
funny.
walking to the door where the kids' room is, and he's just like, oh yeah, that's fantastic, and because he's talking about how slow this car was moving over 7
And
hours.
you can't see it with the
He was
naked
like,
eye.
you wouldn't be able to to see it with the naked eye, but I caught it all in time lapse. And he goes, "Oh, okay." And then he opens the door, and the beds are fucking spinning, and like the books are flying around.
Rodeo on the bed.
Yeah, it's so fucking funny. Like he's like, yeah, that ain't shit, Billy D.
And then a protractor like comes up and gets in her face.
Well, and then like starts playing a record that's spinning. Like, it was just really funny to me.
Well, the Poltergeist had come out today, and we should actually talk about the remake a little bit because I know Jen's
Are they
seen it.
doing a remake?
Well, they already
Sexy
did it.
Sam Rockwell.
And it bombed.
Oh, that's right.
Really, really hard. If this had come out, say in the last 5 years, it would be one of those movies where, they would call everybody over and nobody else would see what's going on. It's only the mother and the father wouldn't see it. She would keep. And I thought that's what this movie was going to turn into.
Yeah.
I thought when the dad got home in that kitchen scene that he wasn't going to be able to see anything. So I'm glad it's one of those. I'm glad it's one of those movies they just get to the point. That's not what it's about.
Right.
It's not about the mystery. Well, a little bit of the mystery of it, but and a lot of Insidious in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, again, another woman who's in charge of these two male tech people. Same thing.
Okay, I mean, I haven't seen Insidious, so I'll take your word on that. But yeah,
it's good. But there was a lot of inspiration.
I'm sure you
taken from
motherfuckers
this.
will make me sit and watch it at some point.
Yeah, Insidious is pretty good.
And Insidious Chapter 2.
Yeah, but so Craig T. Nelson looks like shit because his family is falling apart, and his role as the man is to protect his family and keep it together.
I mean, that makes sense. And I think he does a really good job pulling it off. Like, Craig T. Nelson is believable in his character. Like, he does a great job.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I think all the acting in this movie is really good.
I don't know. I think the mom made some choices that were super weird.
Like what?
Like smiling, like after her daughter goes into the TV, or maybe not into the TV, but goes into the closet vagina, and then she talks to them through the static in the TV.
Yeah.
She should never smile again until she has her daughter. And there are many times when she's smiling. No, I know. I'm just saying it's weird.
Yeah. Well, and I think part of that is that she feels more comfortable with this world because of what we said we were talking about earlier. But yeah, she was like, as a mom, if my daughter was trapped inside the house and I couldn't find her, I think I'd probably be crying a little bit more. I might not like have my hair done,
Right.
Not really caring about anything else.
Right. Yeah.
So what you're saying is you play it like more like Craig T. Nelson does?
I
he's
would.
Much better.
I think so.
Can we talk about the shitty older daughter? Just go back to her for a second, because she is constantly like, I'm going to go to a friend's house.
Although
like she's going on dates and shit. Like,
I don't know about going on dates, but I wouldn't want to be in the house either. Like, I get it. Like I said this at the beginning. Like, the second that daughter, like the youngest daughter, goes into the closet vagina and she's gone or whatever, I'm like, cool. That daughter's dead. Let's all move. Like, I'm moving on with my life.
Choice?
Yeah, I'm not doing any of this stuff.
Both of those actresses are dead.
What? Okay, let's get into this.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
before you call the lady a shitty actress again. So there,
did somebody say? Did you say she was a shitty?
I didn't say. I just said she made some weird choices because she's a shitty actress.
Okay.
No, I didn't
Wait
say
a minute.
she was a
You're
shitty
talking
actress.
about the, about the mother.
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking about both daughters.
Yeah, the mother and the
that's what I
daughter are
thought.
both
Okay.
dead. So everyone who went into the closet vagina.
No, you
are
said
now
the daughter
dead.
was useless. That's what she said about
Did I say useless?
I don't know.
No.
Okay, so what
He
happened
said
to
the oldest daughter was useless.
No, the mom. Okay, Jo Beth Williams is okay. Let's back it up.
Clear
Because
the
have you heard of the Poltergeist curse?
No.
Okay, so this is the story. The skeletons in the pool, it cost too much money to make skeletons, so apparently they used real skeletons.
What?
So those are like real skeleton, real
What?
bodies. I am like 97% sure about that.
No.
But many people have confirmed that. I don't know who they are. But
That
Want to watch that scene again?
is
yeah,
I mean,
almost told you guys that
holy
while I was
shit.
watching it. I
That
was
scene,
"Holy
and
shit,
I
that's a real
jumped
skeleton.
a lot.
Yeah.
When
Yeah, 'cause
she
that's-
fell in the water and then she comes up and then the skeleton's right on her back. I was like,
yeah. And it's just all muddy and gross. So yeah, Stephen King talks about the
like
three
that a
different
little
levels of horror, and revulsion is one of them, and that just is so. Oh, you just feel so uncomfortable in that.
well,
scene.
because you can't
Could have
see.
been one of our ancestors.
Right. Well, yeah. And I mean, somebody out there was a relative.
They used
of.
real skeletons. That's
so
messed
apparently
up.
I could
that
put let's put that. I'm going to put that in my will. That
to use your skeleton in a movie, you totally would do that.
I so would.
Yeah.
Now that I know you can.
Yeah, well, I don't think you can anymore because it's
boo.
super fucked up. I mean, you probably could donate your body to the movies.
Science.
But wouldn't you rather
love
donate
that.
it to science?
No,
I can now
use my
see
guts.
I
But
can now
look.
see Clint like as a street barker for that sort of thing. Like, come on now, donate your body to the movies. You want to see your body in the
Wanna be a
pictures?
star?
My one requirement would be they have to give my organs credit in the credits.
Okay, but would you do it if you didn't have any say over who the director was or what the script was?
Oh, that's a good
or what?
point.
'Cause
my
you
God.
Well, how could I do that
Your
when I'm
body
dead?
could be just totally fucked up in some
Right.
terrible movie, and you
Some,
can't
like,
get donated
Eli
to another
Roth
movie.
Horse shit.
Yeah,
that's a
and
good
that's what
point.
would happen.
Or I'm not knocking Trejo, but like in some Trejo machete like sort of thing.
Yeah, hey.
I like Trejo. I honestly feel like if I could hang out with anyone in Hollywood,
He's up there,
He wouldn't
man.
be my top one,
He
but
might be
Jessica
80.
Chastain?
He might be in his 80s. I'm
Yeah.
not even kidding.
yeah,
Yeah.
But he just seems like a solid, really. Every story I've heard about Trejo is that he's like a super nice dude. Like the most recent story I heard about him was that he showed up for some shoot or whatever, and it was like a low budget thing, which he does a lot of low budget stuff. He was like, "What? Where's the hair and makeup stuff?" They're like, "We can't afford hair and makeup." He was like, "Cool, can I borrow a hair dryer from somebody?" And someone had a hair dryer, and he just did his own hair and makeup.
That's awesome.
And he wasn't like he's just like whatever. He's like, "Cool, whatever, man."
We're going to get into some Trejo flicks soon. We have one on our list.
Cool.
For sure.
Are we gonna do Con Air or?
I love Con Air. Is he in Con Air?
Directed by Michael
no.
Bay.
Yeah.
The Rock. That's the one I
Did
like.
you guys believe that? Because
Yeah.
he didn't direct Con Air.
He didn't.
No, he
No,
didn't.
but everybody thinks
But
he
he
did.
directed The Rock, right?
He did.
And I always get those two
Con
mixed
Air
up.
was Simon,
Nicolas Cage.
Simon West.
That's the connecting tissue. There we go.
Yes.
Got it. I love The Rock.
All right, so tell me about this curse.
Okay, so the story goes because they used the real skeletons in that it like cursed the movie.
Yeah, is the whole thing not about not moving real skeletons?
Yeah.
And
Did you know that this whole
It
movie is
didn't
real?
move the
Todd?
bodies.
No.
Have you guys seen the Simpsons Treehouse of Terror?
No.
Oh,
The
yeah.
very first one. It's like, but you didn't move the bodies. No, well, I don't remember that. I don't think that's what you said. And then he hung up and he said, yeah, he said he mentioned it 5 or 6 times.
Every year they do a Treehouse of Horror
Yes.
Halloween episode, and
Yeah,
it's
I know.
So
I'm
how
aware
many
of
are
this
there
episode.
now?
Good.
Jesus.
The thing is, I don't watch those episodes of The Simpsons.
Because they're too scary.
I just honestly
Oh,
don't like
Todd.
horror. I mean, I just whatever,
I'm
man.
gonna give you something easy
Just
like
not
Ernest
interested.
Scared Stupid.
I love that movie.
So you've seen Ernest Scared Stupid?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
God, I hate that movie.
Oh my God, you guys are. dicks.
Okay, so let's talk about the
just don't
curse.
know what
There
Yeah,
are
good movies
4.
are.
Now, this is over the franchise. There are 4 actors associated with these movies that are dead.
So
Heather O'Rourke.
Right.
She played Carol Ann. She died of septic shock when she was 12, 6 months before the 3rd movie came out.
Jesus.
So
What?
Christ.
they said they may have had to go back and reshoot, but she was basically done shooting. But then they thought she had the flu, and bacterial
fuck is
toxins
septic
got into her
shock?
blood. Bacterial toxins got into her bloodstream, and her heart stopped. And she died on the operating table.
Really?
Lord.
Good God, at 12.
At 12,
And they were
yeah.
filming this 3rd one at that point?
Yeah.
How old was she when she did the first one?
Let's do some fast
4 or 5.
She's probably 7,
Jesus.
6 or 7.
I mean, she was
somewhere around there.
pretty solid. Like, she did a good
She
job.
did, yeah.
That's sad.
It is really sad, yeah.
That's sad, man. I normally want to make a joke, but like,
Yeah. Well,
That's
okay,
just
she
sad.
died in 1988. 82, that's 6 years. So 12 minus 6. She was 6 in the first one.
damn, that's
Drew
Yeah.
Barrymore took over her career after that.
yeah. Honestly, yeah.
Okay, so the older daughter.
Wait. Do you think Drew Barrymore killed her?
Oh, shit.
I mean, I was going to let you say it. I was signaling to you.
She eat her?
I don't
You seen
think
that
that's what
Santa
septic
Clarita
shock
diet?
is.
No.
That show is fucking stupid.
It's okay.
I
the part where she
fucking hate
vomited
that
all
show.
over the bathroom, I was like, okay, I'm out.
yeah,
That was
this
like
is
10 minutes.
so bad.
I do like Timothy
This
Oliphant,
Is
though.
so stupid.
What is it? What
You don't
is
like
it?
Timothy Oliphant?
No. No.
You didn't like
yeah.
Deadwood?
I never saw Deadwood. I would imagine that the 2 shows that he was good on, which is Deadwood and what was that FX show where he played the
Justified.
Justified.
Jinx, haven't seen
I
it.
have not seen those 2 shows. Everything else I've seen this guy in,
Let me-
he is dreadful.
Let me help you.
We watched
Watch
it.
Deadwood. Don't watch Justified because Justified is a modern Deadwood without the only reason to watch Deadwood,
Do they
which is
say
Ian McShane.
cocksucker every 10
Ian
minutes in
McShane is
Justified?
amazing. Like, I didn't know who Ian McShane was until Deadwood, and I was like, I want to have sex with this old gentleman because he's
Interesting.
the man.
He's okay. I've seen that show. My husband watched it, and I kind of
Deadwood?
yeah. It was okay. I wasn't.
My
super
favorite
into it.
line from that is Calamity.
cocksucker?
No, you are super into blowjobs
They
tonight.
no, they say that word
I know.
all the time on
I know.
that show.
They say
Blowjobs?
Cocksucker.
wow, blowjobs. I'm here for the blowjob scene. They say a lot of racist shit in that too because
they
it's period specific, if that makes sense. But yeah, so like my favorite is Calamity Jane. She gets like they like convince her to take a bath because she's like a dirty woman, and so she gets to this bath and she like gets like her waist to the water and she goes, "Ow, I burned my snatch." It was so funny.
remember that part.
It's so funny. Oh man, the girl who plays the lady, excuse me, who plays Calamity Jane is solid. In fact, pretty much everyone in that show is pretty great.
It is.
And
It's
Oliphant's
well
pretty
done.
good. But Justified is not good because it's just Deadwood but modern.
But it's got Walton Goggins.
I don't know who that is,
Yeah.
but
He was
If I
on.
showed you his face.
He was Venus
you'd be
on
like,
Sons
oh,
of
that dude
Anarchy.
and everything.
I don't like Sons of Anarchy.
Did you watch The
That-
Shield?
Woo.
Yeah.
He was Shane on The Shield.
Oh,
That
yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah. He's good.
He's good in everything.
Yeah.
He was just good in Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I liked Tomb Raider. Yeah, I didn't like Sons of Anarchy because it was pretty much like 9 seasons of Hamlet.
It was.
I'm like, I'm not watching Hamlet.
Man, I was
This
so
is
into
horrible.
that. Charlie Hunnam is on my
Yeah, but if Charlie Hunnam wasn't hot, you would not have watched that show.
You should just go
No.
over your list.
Would you like to hear who's
I would like to hear your list.
Okay,
Wait, how
I've got
many
5.
people are you allowed to have on your
We'll
list?
get back to
I've got 5
Poltergeist in
people.
a second,
Yeah, sorry.
people, but this is
I've got
important.
5 people on my
This
list.
commercial
Five-
break
it's
brought to you
just
by
5. Let's
Jen's
have it. Let's
List.
have
Jen's List. The people that she'd be allowed to fuck.
Just 5.
Right.
This isn't even in her notebook. She is going
It's
off.
not.
Yeah, this is,
Oh,
this
yeah,
is off,
dude.
she's off
Let's
book.
go.
She's off book
I
on
mean,
this.
Okay.
So let me first say that this list is not laminated, and I have made changes, and I might be
That's a
coming
good
to
Friends
a
reference
change
right there.
soon.
That was a good Friends
Yeah.
reference.
Are they
Well done.
ranked?
No, they're not
good.
ranked.
In no particular order.
In no
Number
particular
1.
order. Okay, I've got
you go.
Cillian Murphy.
I can see that.
Yeah. Adam Scott.
Oh,
That's an
yeah.
interesting-
I love
I like the
Adam
Adam
Scott.
Scott pull because he's not like.
Yeah.
Well, there are
But
only
he's
like
funny.
2
Yeah.
good-looking men out there. It's like him and Paul Rudd, maybe. Well, Ryan Reynolds.
Wait, are you
So-
saying there are only 2 good-looking men out there?
No, funny, good-looking,
Oh,
funny. Did I
okay.
say that?
You
I
just
hope I
said 2 good-looking men in general. I was like, God damn.
That would have been revealing.
I better be on this list, Clint. But yeah, so you got Ryan Reynolds. Wait, that's
No,
his list.
not
That's
Ryan
Clint's
Reynolds.
list.
That's your-
Clint's list.
We'll get back to my list.
You got
next
Cillian
week.
Murphy. You got
Okay, Cillian
Adam
Murphy,
Scott.
Adam Scott, Charlie Hunnam, Sons
Right,
of Anarchy.
okay.
Right.
Evan Peters,
I don't know who that is.
in American Horror Story.
I
don't
would
watch American
heavily
Horror Story,
disagree
so-
with that, but okay, go
Well,
on.
you don't have to fuck him.
Damn.
But you get to. Come on out, Charlie Peters. Sorry, or whatever his name is.
Evan Peters, yeah.
Evan Peters.
And Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know who
Wait,
that is
the
either.
football player?
Oh,
Aaron Rodgers?
He's my QB1. Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
you
he's
are
dreaming.
gross.
Are you guys talking about like
Dreaming.
sports and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just recognize the name Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers.
He dated Olivia Munn for a while.
Ooh, Olivia Munn. Oh my god.
Oh,
So
now they
have I,
know.
so has Todd, so has everyone.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yo, back
I'm
when she was
kidding.
on
I have no
G4
idea.
TV. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the
Yeah.
only
Love
person
Jail Newsroom.
I do think
Oh,
that
yeah,
I
me
might
too.
be retiring someone soon for Chris Hemsworth because,
I get it.
yeah,
I get it.
Long hair, short hair.
short hair.
Interesting.
Yeah, Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Yeah, haven't seen the movie, but I've seen all I need to see. And he's so funny in Ghostbusters too.
He
Oh
was
my-
solid in Ghostbusters. Yeah.
God.
He hates Ghostbusters because it was all women. He's sexist
Yeah.
as fuck.
That is 100% untrue. They were the best parts of that movie.
The women?
Horrible script, though.
Yeah.
The women?
The women were great.
I agree. I
Yeah.
thought it was, I didn't love the script, but I liked the
McKinnon
movie. It was watching.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking
she's a
revelation in
genius.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that was good.
Okay.
I liked
Anyway,
it.
my list is one person.
Jessica Chastain.
Oh my god, all day.
You know, you get 4 more people.
So can I just have sex with her 5 times?
You can put them together.
Nobody can do that.
What, does she kill them? Does Jessica Chastain murder people
No,
after
it
she
just
has
means
sex?
5 times? Good God.
Wow, you get bored of
That's
women
impossible.
that quickly? He's like, how do you have sex with someone more than 3 or 4 times? I don't get it. Once
You
I've
have sex
had
with
it, I'm
them- you have
done.
sex with them like twice, and then you marry them. That's how that works.
What is your life like? Oh my god. Yeah.
Did I say marry them? I meant break up with them. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
We are single Chastain. Seriously, like
So we haven't talked about Poltergeist in like 10 minutes.
No, we
For
haven't, and I
real.
haven't
For
told you the
real.
rest of the curse and how the older daughter
Yeah, all right.
died.
Who else
Wait,
is
it
left
was the
that's
older daughter or the
important?
mom?
We're going to
The
ditch
older
the non-important
daughter.
people.
Oh, I
Okay,
thought
what
it was the
happened to the
mom.
older daughter?
who was on my list. No, I don't.
But now that you know she's dead,
Well, yeah, I'm out. Yeah, because I'm a creepy construction worker. So
you guys
I
are going to feel like shit in a minute, too.
Oh, God.
So she, this was 6 months after the movie.
Which one? The first one?
The first one, yeah.
She
She's
died
only
6 months after the
she
first
died
one?
6 months after the first one, yeah. She was
So
only in the first
we
one.
could have been like, hey, construction worker, she's only 15, and spoiler alert,
Yeah.
she's going to be that age forever.
Well, she was 22.
God.
Sorry.
She died on November 4th, 1982.
Wow.
So she had a boyfriend who was abusive,
Oh, no.
and she had kicked him out.
God, see, I just
And-
made a joke about this, and now you're going
Right.
to, I'm getting fucking high-roaded so
What?
hard
have a
right
feeling
now.
this is going
Looking
to end in
ever-
murder.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They got in an altercation, and he choked her
Oh, my God.
until she went into a coma, and she never woke up.
You feeling good, Todd?
I feel so...
Do you?
Oh, my God.
Are you?
Yeah.
Shit.
And okay, he got convicted of voluntary manslaughter.
That's it?
Yeah, he served 3 years and 8 months.
What?
So this
For
guy's
murdering
out.
her?
Ew.
Yeah.
What did he? What? How did he?
Disgusting.
How?
I don't know.
How what?
People don't care.
This is-
It's very controversial. That like
That's
apparently
insane.
Jo Beth Williams, who was the mom, spoke out a lot about it.
Do we need to start talking about like when the I want to call them the Insidious team. When the Insidious
Yeah.
team shows up, just start there.
Yeah, let's start there.
And so they observe all this stuff, and they have the talk with the guys about the tech stuff, and then the women talk about all of the
Oh yeah, and the redhead, the older lady,
Yeah.
not the TM, the tiny
Flasky.
medium. Yeah, Flasky McFlassface. Her and the mom get drunk
Yeah.
together.
Well, they are. I mean, it's almost like this is the best time that this lady is having.
Oh yeah.
I don't forget
because
her
she's
character's
actually
name.
Dr. Lesh.
Wait, can I say something that sort of freaked me out? And if I knew everyone in the room better, I would have made a joke
He
about.
means me.
Well, no. I mean your husband. Who was
Oh,
with her.
yeah, okay.
But like because when they're observing the stuff on the stairs happening, everyone's downstairs. The camera's
Yeah.
pointed at the stairs, and like the light comes down the stairs. Oh no! I think it's before this. The mom's like, it's the first time they try and contact her. The mom turns around, starts walking up the stairs,
Yeah.
and then like is all sad or whatever, and then the wind goes through her and she orgasms and turns around and it's like, oh, she just was inside me or whatever. I was like, what
Her
is
daughter
happening?
was inside her.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Well, that's an
normal.
entryway. Like that's why women tend to end.
I'm sorry.
Seriously.
Todd's face. You cannot get through one comment without.
Okay, so in the occult movie as a whole,
Yeah,
women are more likely the ones who get possessed because
vagina
they
is
are
an
the ones
entryway.
who are entered in life. I do have a quote where Satan is in the world of horror, female genitals are likely to be nearby.
Well, I mean,
But anyways, there's a vagina throat.
I'm awake.
Sorry, that was a really weird laugh. There's the vagina throat connection, and they talked about that. Is that
Sorry.
like she's
doing this
momentarily
with your hands?
connected?
What are you doing with your hands?
can I just say this?
Are you
the
cradling
vagina
the
throat
balls
thing.
with your hands right now?
The vagina throat thing. Those are my two favorites.
I just don't know what to say after that.
Welcome, perverts.
I do wish.
They're
Todd's
the only
gonna
ones
have to
still
spin
listening.
off.
If you're still listening, you are a pervert.
I do wish that when you laughed at my jokes, you wouldn't pull the mic away, so people, especially when I make jokes that are like horribly sexist and like just mean as fuck, and then you laugh, but they can't hear you laugh,
yeah.
so it just seems like dead air. Where I'm like, really, guys,
We're just judging you.
I'll make it very clear
Yeah.
that I'm laughing at your joke.
All I'm saying is that I'm not super into anal. All right, is that all right? Can I
Todd, that
say
was a funny joke.
I hope your kids heard me say that.
Was that good? Did I laugh right into it the right way?
Yes,
The way you like it?
Perfect. Real nice. That was the way I like it. Ooh.
So we watched a movie. It's called Poltergeist.
So welcome back to the horror.
Welcome back to the Horror Virgin.
But yeah, so like anyway, so that's the first time that they contact her.
Yeah.
I think we're at the point where the little
I'm sorry, I'm laughing in the microphone.
the little lady comes in. I think that's the point.
Yeah, the tiny medium. The
Okay, so
trademark.
she is the
TM.
tiny medium. She's the next one. And she comes in and she explains the magic. And the magic has the better explanation for what's going
Yes.
on.
Can I just say this? She's a fucking liar. The tiny medium is a fucking liar.
She did kind of manipulate that
And
situation.
she puts the family in danger.
Yes, but she ends up saving the. Okay, oh, you mean because she says the house is clean
Yeah.
and it isn't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is
She's a
liar.
goddamn liar.
Well, and she was telling the mom to lie like that. I did get a little misty when she was like telling her to go into the light and she was really mad.
You mean the mom? Oh, when she was
Yeah.
telling the
I
mom.
couldn't tell
yeah.
if you were laughing or crying.
No, I
looked
mean,
over
I
at
didn't
you.
cry. But
Do you guys
I
do this thing
teared
where
up a
sometimes
little.
sometimes when you cry, you start laughing? I do that.
Yeah.
I learned that I did this at my granddad's funeral when I was a child.
Well, that's how you
Wow.
handle.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
you handle your pain with comedy.
I do.
mean, you specifically.
I do.
It's very
yes,
unhealthy.
I actually do. But like I started laughing at my granddad's funeral and I was like, wow, I'm
Yeah.
a really fucked up individual.
Now, what's crazy is when you scream and laugh because that means you're crazy.
Are you saying I have a weird laugh?
No,
Yes.
I'm saying that.
I do sort of laugh loudly.
No, not you.
Which they found out
but
at my
you have a
granddad's
weird.
funeral.
You have a weird laugh and all around weird voice. So
you
anyway,
need to start singing
It's
your
perfect
words.
for
I hear
podcast,
some
so.
people dream about my voice.
Yeah.
Hey-oh!
Call out.
Hey now.
Shout out to a fan.
Anyway, so Tiny Medium lies. She said,
Yeah.
this house is clean.
Yeah, and it's not.
It's not. So, and I honestly thought...
Because he didn't move the bodies.
I am happy to discover that that's what Ace Ventura was talking about 20 years ago.
Yes, me too. Me too, because that's something I never understood, but figured it was a reference to something, and I never quite knew what it was. But when I heard her voice, even before she said that, I was like, oh, this is the chick who says this house. And I thought it was clear, because I thought that's what the line was when Ace...
I say that in Ace Ventura?
Exorcise the demons.
Yeah, I wonder
think
who
she
said that.
said
Well, she didn't say that. She just said the house
Did you
is
just
clean.
say who was Ace Ventura?
No, unfortunately, I know who Ace Ventura is.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Of Ace Ventura?
You need to
Or of Jim
choose your
Carrey?
next words carefully.
I'm sorry. He talks with his butt. It is so stupid.
I don't even know what to do with this. I want to drop the mic, but they're so precious and expensive.
No, they're not. None of those things.
Hey, look, I don't know.
Yeah, if you guys listen to the podcast, it
We're
don't
gonna
sound
talk-
at
we're
least
gonna
spin
talk
off
about this later.
podcast about Ace Ventura.
Yeah. You will be invited on once.
Hey, Dan Marino's in it.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
It's honestly
That crazy dude.
It's very
crazy like
transgender
Batman.
phobic.
One of my
though.
favorite exchanges in any comedy is like Dan Marino's like, "Hey, Ace, you got any more of that gum?" And he's like, "It's none of your goddamn business, Dan. Stay out of my personal affairs."
Yeah. That movie is not very it's very transphobic.
Oh, yes. That's how I first learned that you could do that thing when you tuck it behind and just pretend.
Hey, the laces were in.
That's interesting.
The one lace was tucked way in.
Okay. Poltergeist.
Oh god.
Okay, so where are we?
So the
actually
tiny
talking
medium, the tiny medium just says this house is clear.
Yeah.
Clean.
Well, and so then all of the coffins start coming up out of the ground and into the swimming pool. And
Well,
just,
but that's
like,
where you
all
almost
over
see
the
the
place.
that's right
That's
before that. That's where
later,
you-
though, right? She says the house is clean.
Yeah.
They decide to move the I think it's the next day, and then the dad
they're
is
moving.
like, "Well, I have stuff to wrap up at the office, so
Right.
if
Here,
you could
you
just
be
stay in this house another
unsupervised."
fucking night."
Yeah.
In the room with the ghost vagina.
Well, it sounded like ghost vagina's not
Put
there
them in.
yet.
Put the two kids to bed in the same room.
Yeah.
The oldest daughter is clearly
on
out
a
on
date. She is hooking
She
up
has
with
a
one of those
hickey.
construction workers.
Shows
yeah.
up later with a hickey. There
Yeah.
were multiple dudes in that car.
Oh yeah, she was the center of a Chinese finger trap. That's all I'm saying. So yeah. Anyway,
Okey-doke.
she watch Mallrats if you don't know anything. Like that.
Oh, I know
mean,
what you're
I've
talking
seen
about. I believe
Mallrats.
it's called a
You're
Power
just-
H.
A
horrible
power
person.
H. They call it golden gating. Gross.
Sorry, Todd called it Golden Gate.
Yeah. Anyway. So like that's when you see the mom take a bath. The kids put themselves to bed.
And she's like,
In the
"Hey,
same
kind of put yourselves to bed. I know
Yeah.
that as of yesterday,
Yeah.
one of you was abducted,
Right.
by
In
the
this
thing
very
in this
room.
room.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
and here's a creepy
It's cool.
clown.
Could not make it to the
So
Holiday Inn
I'm not gonna
soon
lie.
enough.
So like that clown was probably the most I was uncomfortable. It probably
Yeah.
wasn't the biggest jump scare for me because I knew it was coming. I think the skeleton in the not pool,
pool.
but the
pool pit.
Yeah, the pool pit
I
was
can't wait
the
to show you
the
it.
jump scare. But like the
new
clown
it.
was
Well, but-
so stressful. Like I was
Yeah.
literally squirming, and like when it popped out and got him, I was like, ah!
Well, a lot of the art for the sequel has the clown in it because I think that a lot of people think that too.
Yeah,
You know.
But dude, honestly, the kid beats the fuck out of the clown, stuffs
Yeah.
it. Like he that's like a powerful moment for him becoming a man.
you kind of see
But
yourself
why
in him a
is
little
the
bit.
clown in that chair facing him again?
I don't know.
And why does
After-
the clown look so evil? And why would you ever buy that?
I mean, they are the dumbest parents ever.
They are very
like literally ever. She's not wearing pants the second third of the movie. It's pretty great. The second third. Wow.
second, third.
The last third of the movie, she's not in it. But her pants aren't in it, which I enjoyed, but I was like,
You like doing her pants weren't in it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that inhaling, no.
it was super hot, guys. Right, guys?
Oh, and the house when the house collapsed, it was like actually a 6-foot miniature that they did, and they actually made
That
it
was a
collapse.
great effect.
It
Some of these
really
effects
looks
in this
great.
movie are shitty.
Well, when
but
she's going around the room, when she goes up on the ceiling like Tina and Freddy Krueger, that was a rolling set. And so she was actually rolling around
they've
on
done
it.
that in many
they?
movies, and probably most recently Inception. They did it.
Can we
love
talk about
that
the?
movie.
We can talk.
What'd you
Can we
say?
talk about the world's worst movie tornado for a second?
Oh wow, yeah.
Wow.
Honestly, Wizard of Oz did it better.
Yeah.
like it was bad.
Bruce Campbell's tornado ! Did it better.
Sharknado did it
I
better.
was just gonna say,
Yeah, but I'm funnier than you are.
Damn.
Damn, I'm not
Also
really.
incorrect.
Aw.
I don't know.
Sorry, Todd.
And
You definitely are the Gilda Radner to my John Belushi.
she's the only reason anyone listens.
That is true.
I'm not going to argue.
Well, because I just complimented you.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, the whole the tornado was just horrible looking, and it was very disorienting. Sort of what was going on.
Let me ask this, Clint. Did you feel like every other effect was bad? Because like I don't want to say dog or lion in front of the door, but it was making lion sounds when she was trying to get to the door. That was.
It reminded me a lot of Ghostbusters 2.
Yes.
That face.
Yeah, and it looked pretty good for the day. But I will agree, the tornado looked like someone did it with an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah.
Well, I think we could split them up into two categories. The CGI, very bad.
Yeah,
anything that wasn't computer generated. The practical effects, I thought, were done very well.
I do too. But it was like 82.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'm not judging it.
But yeah, anytime there was a portal in the ceiling and things would fall out of it, I think it was,
Yeah, it doesn't
I
hold
didn't
up well.
believe that there was really a portal in that ceiling.
Yeah. So they end up at the Holiday Inn. The dad comes back. I don't want to say he really rescues them. He does not.
I mean,
No, he doesn't.
The mother rescues
the mother-
kids.
Yeah, while
goes
he's just
through some
yelling at the
shit.
guy.
When the neighbor, when
These
she gets out of the
douchebag
pool,
neighbors,
the
man.
neighbors come over and they're like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, she gets out of the pool or whatever, and she's like, "Help me, help me, help me!" And they're like, "No,
Yeah,
I
they're
am
like,
not
"Did you
going to
hear
help
you?"
you."
Even the Thompsons in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which were, I thought they were number one on the shit list. Even they would have helped.
Yeah.
This was just sad.
Yeah.
So
The next door neighbors and a Christmas vacation would have helped.
Oh God, hipster neighbors.
Why is the floor wet?
No.
Todd.
Damn it. Why is the carpet all wet, Todd? I don't know, Margot.
Yeah, you did fuck up the line,
Yeah,
Todd.
I have that on a shirt.
Todd.
So sorry.
It's awesome.
You fucked up the line.
This is a
Todd.
tough week for your name. He's single.
Ladies,
Very
been to
single.
therapy. Let's work on life together. I'm looking to stop looking.
Yeah.
Oh, is that your tagline?
No, that is a tagline from someone's Tinder who was going on dates with girls in LA and sticking them with the check. So it's like
Really?
people have been writing articles about it in like these LA periodicals. But I think his name is like Robert Gonzalez or something like that. Like he will show up super early to the date, eat, and then when they get there, eat again, and then go to the bathroom towards the end of the date and just bone out. And he's leaving these chicks with like huge dinner bills because he's going to like these nice restaurants. I'm only laughing because it's horrible. Like it
Yeah.
is the worst thing you could do on a
Yeah.
first date, but it's sort of
It is
funny.
kinda funny,
It
yeah.
is sort of funny. I mean, I
they're
would never
asking
do
for it,
that.
you know?
I would never do that, and I don't think anyone should ever do that.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
If it were a movie, you would
Yes,
laugh.
exactly. That's exactly what I
Yes.
mean. It's horrible it's happening in real life, but
Yes.
yeah.
So Jennifer,
Yes.
what?
Anyway, that's his Tinder bio.
Oh, okay.
That's where I got that from.
It's like going
Looking
to Whole
stop.
Foods.
I think it's time to
Need
bust out the
anything?
scale.
Oh,
The
yeah, okay.
scale. Yeah.
Well, let me just say this. So Craig D. Nelson shows up after the mom has saved the day.
Oh yeah,
And all
because he was
does is-
yelling at the dude while
Yeah.
she was saving the day.
Yeah, all
And
he
you
does
know when
is
he tells
fumble-
this story 10 years from now, he saved
He saved the
everyone.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when he's telling Dahmer,
because he drove
Dahmer
them
or
away,
whatever his
and he
name
like
is. Yeah.
felt up his butt to
Oh,
find
that
his
was
keys.
weird. That was a very weird shot.
Yeah, and then he.
Who keeps their keys in their back
Yeah,
pocket?
because you'll sit on them, right?
No one. Yeah.
You would
I
totally
mean, I
sit.
keep mine in a purse, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need to look at anything for the scale. What would
So
you
remind
rate
us what the
this?
scale is.
Okay, the scale is 1. This is a scary scale. 1 is Ghostbusters, and 10 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay,
and we are
so-
putting this on the scale to decide how scary we think it is, not how good we think it is.
Okay, Todd, what would you give?
I have to go first.
Yes, because you're the virgin.
What did I rate?
I think you gave Urban Legend
Like a 6.57?
6 or a 7.
Yeah.
I would probably put this at a 4 or 5 then. Probably no, a 5.
You want me to do 4.5?
Well, the only reason I say this is
Once
because
again, you think Urban Legend is scarier than Poltergeist
I
and
can't-
The Exorcist.
I'm very bad at jump scares, and I feel like
Yeah.
there are more jump scares in Urban Legends than
Yeah.
this. There were only really 3
You
parts
add
in
an
this.
S again to that title. I'm going to strangle
Urban
you.
Legend.
Urban Legends?
Thank
Urban
you.
Legend.
You do
yeah.
it too.
I know
I'm
I
going to
do.
strangle both of you.
Yeah. Well, there's more than one legend in it, Clint.
The second one has an S on it. The first does not. Someone
Urban
is thanking me
Legends
right now.
Final Cut.
Yes.
So back to
gives a fuck.
Poltergeist.
What's that?
What were we talking?
It's Poltergeist. Poltergeist.
Just had to make sure.
Yeah, laughing in the mic, you moron.
I did laugh into the mic. Never again, though.
Okay, so what would you would give this a 4?
Or I'd probably say a 5. I think
I put you at 4.5.
I think The Exorcist
Can't
was a
erase it.
5, right?
You gave The Exorcist a 2.
That feels right to me. It was also like the first scary movie I'd seen in probably 15 years.
Yeah, and you joked the
I'm
fuck
also
out of
thinking
it.
you don't know what good movies are.
Oh yeah. This is not a good movie scale.
No,
but
this is a
scary
scary
movie
scale.
I would say Poltergeist, not a bad movie.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. I might rewatch it.
For you, that's high praise.
That is really high praise.
That's
Although
like a solid 7 from you.
I also would say I'd probably watch Urban Legend because it's so bad it's funny.
It is funny.
Yeah.
And Jared Leto.
Ooh, I mean, you mean Jordan Catalano?
I do mean, you got it right.
Of course I did. I had to fucking edit the last podcast. You said it like 90 times and wouldn't
'Cause
tell
he's
me
so
who
dreamy.
this fucking
And you
actual
watched the whole
name was.
season.
I would give it a 4 as well. I thought the little kid was just creepy as shit.
She did a
And,
great job. Like,
Yeah.
so much so that I wish she hadn't died.
Yeah, there were.
I feel
There
like
were
her
definitely
performance in this validated her life. And I felt like that she should have been allowed to stay alive.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
It was
What was it?
sad.
Toxic shock? What was it?
Toxic shock.
Can we cut
Cardiac
his mic?
arrest.
Can we cut his mic?
I mean,
He
I
controls
can.
the mic.
Mute.
I do. I control
Can you cut
everything,
your-
Glenn.
Can you cut your own? What would you give it, Jen?
Yeah.
I think I would give it a 5.
Okay.
It's not as scary, but I love this movie. I've watched it a lot of times, but I don't think as a parent, but I think as a parent, like it kind of touches my.
Did you become a chicken?
I can't say words anymore. No, I think it kind of touches that mother fear.
Well,
like
that mother
afraid
got
for your
touched.
child.
Yeah.
She did when she was 16, man.
No, she was touched when she was 15. Craig T. Nelson got him in that guts. And Craig T. Nelson was at least 20 or 25 when he was impregnating her with the useless daughter, as Clint said. The hickey
Okay.
girl.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, I keep pulling the mic away.
Yeah, so
So next week.
next week.
Week.
Freddy versus
we have
Jason.
something, yes, very
Oh,
special
yeah.
for
Okay,
everyone.
I'm excited about this.
There is a screening of Freddy versus
Yeah,
Jason we're going to.
We have
We're
a
seeing
local
it in
horror theater.
theaters. Yeah.
Horror theater.
Horror
Theater.
Yeah, and
So-
Todd is going to jump straight to the. I think it's okay if we bounce around with both of these. Maybe not Elm Street. We'll go back to the beginning, but Freddy versus Jason, you can see and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie. One of the highest grossing horror movies. Did very well at the box office.
It will be the first time I've seen a horror movie in the theater since I saw Blair Witch Project when it was originally in the theater.
I remember
Oh,
seeing that.
snap.
I am-
This is going to be fun.
I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to going. What's the name of the theater?
Full Moon Cineplex.
Full Moon Cineplex.
Yeah,
They only
it's
do
awesome.
horror. Yeah, you keep talking about it. So I'm looking forward to going and seeing it, but like I'm sort of terrified to see a horror movie in a complete dark setting because I haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
And
This
yeah.
is not scary.
I haven't seen this movie.
don't
I've
think
seen the first 20 minutes of it.
It's
and
a
I
real
think I
treat
turned it
if
off.
you're a fan of both franchises.
It's a real treat.
It's a real treat for moi.
Yeah, I don't really love kills though, and you were talking about
Yeah.
how great the kills were on
The
this.
kills are
and how-
amazing in this. Yeah, very
I
creative.
don't give a shit.
Yeah. No, I don't care that much about
Yeah.
them either.
I mean,
So,
I mean,
so I'm going to have a good time,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
guys will be there too.
I mean, I don't know. I turned it off because I was kind of like, yeah. But I'll give it another shot.
Yeah. A list, B list. So
I
that'll
like
be our
Freddie
B-list?
and
Is it a
Jason.
B-list?
next week is B list.
okay. I didn't know if we were just doing it because I happened to be playing at
Full Moon Cineplex.
Cineplex. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We will see you next week. Oh God. With a much better movie. No, I'm kidding.
No,
Kidding.
with a much better
Kidding.
I will say
episode.
this. I like
Kidding. Much better episode.
has Stephen
Stephen King.
Spielberg. Wow.
Sorry.
Again, that's the second time you've added
He's
King
my
to that.
everything.
Has Stephen Spielberg King done any other horror movie? Jaws.
Yeah, Jaws.
He did
Jaws is in the horror, right?
I can't think of any others.
He did a little movie called The Terminal with Tom Hanks. Many consider horror.
I loved that movie.
I actually liked
Of course you do.
It wasn't.
I'm sorry.
was
I haven't
adorbs.
seen it. I
Yeah, it
can't
was
say
pretty
anything. I
adorable.
just like to make
Tom
fun of
Hanks
people.
is just.
I do like Tom Hanks.
He's dreamy. Like
Yeah.
Is he though?
I sort of love Tom Hanks and
mean, I
everything
like
he
Tom
does.
Hanks, but I
the
don't know
only
about
movie
dreamy.
he was in I didn't love was
never wanted to
Castaway.
fuck Tom Hanks.
I didn't love.
He's
I
not
didn't
on
mean
your
dreamy
list?
like I wanted to be inside him. I just
I
think
saw
he's
Colin
great.
Hanks 2 days ago. That was weird.
Like in the flesh.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Fargo?
he
Is he in
was-
Nashville?
Yeah, he was at the film festival.
What?
Which I didn't even know was going on. So I was up there and I turned around and I saw Colin Hanks. I
I'm a
was like,
fan of Colin Hanks too.
Yeah.
Colin Hanks did a cop comedy with Bradley Whitmore.
Whitfield?
Bradley Whitfield from
on Fox.
Whitford.
So of course they got
Whitford.
what did I say? Whitfield.
We've said every possible
Wow,
variation
Whitford.
we can.
With-
Bradley Whitford
with
from
the
West,
West Wing, yeah. And I gotta tell you, man.
Josh Lyman, we'll just say that.
Yeah, Josh Lyman from The West Wing, and I got to tell you, man, it was really funny, but it
Really?
got canceled before it. Like,
Yeah, it was on Fox.
Oh, I remember
it lasted
that.
like
It
a
was
season.
so good. Yeah,
Well, did y'all see Fargo?
yeah.
Fargo was good.
I need to.
Oh,
It's good. Not the movie, the
Sorry,
show.
sorry.
With Colin
You
Hayes.
just see
I
all
haven't,
of the
no.
above.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's good.
I like the movie. I'd see the show.
And I don't like the movie so much, but the show is good.
Wow. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and please rate and review the podcast because that really helps other
Yes.
people find us.
Even if it's just a sentence, you know? Yeah, are you following us on all this stuff?
The socials at
Yeah.
Horror
The socials.
Virgin.
Yeah, hey, and you can follow me now on Jen Ferratu.
Yeah, Jen Ferratu. I am at Todd J. Awesome. All the negativity comes to me, guys.
Yeah,
the
be
other
nice
two
to me, please.
cannot handle it.
And you
Nope.
can follow me on the Gmail chat.
Yeah.
On
G-Chat,
Hotmail.
guys. On G-Chat.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, guys.
So we'll see you next week.
Yep. I'm
Yeah.
Clint.
I am Todd.
I'm Jennifer.
I love how Clint just refuses to do this with us.
Oh, I thought that was just my thing. So I love how Todd keeps trying to step on my line.
That's incredibly hurtful.
Sorry.
Bye.